We're trying to get you out of here within an hour. Okay? We're not going to be here at 4 o'clock. In case you were wondering about that.
In Jesus' name.
But wasn't that amazing?
Yes.
Oh, yes. We are very fortunate to have him.
Fantastic.
And every time he comes, I've been listening to him over the years. I think we first met back in 1990. That's some time. Right. But every time something new, because see, what's happening is changing. And they're constantly coming out with new and better studies. They have new and more thorough testing that they can do. So, of course, we have much more information now about how we as individuals can actually monitor our own health. Because when all is said and done, it's our responsibility. It's not our doctors. It's our responsibility to monitor our own health. And so that's really what Symmetry is all about, is helping us to become empowered and have the information that it will take to be able to begin to monitor our health, know what to look for, and how to respond in different situations, and even where to go for information and what questions to ask, even when you go into the doctor, how to protect yourself and ask questions. You know, one of the things we always say is, find out if they want to write your prescription, what is it for? What is the outcome supposed to be? Because otherwise you don't know whether it's working or not.
That's for sure.
So you have to be able to ask questions. But what we want to do now, I think many of you probably have received a copy of this PowerPoint, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go through it quickly. How many have the PowerPoint? Have a copy? Good. And so if you would like a copy, then what you want to do is make sure you leave us your email, and we will email it to you. But this was designed so that each and every one of us would be able to share Symmetry for health and wealth. And this is for a brand new person can be able to take this PowerPoint, and of course you can also print it out. It doesn't have to be a PowerPoint. You can print it out and also put it in a binder using sheet protectors. So that will make it easy.
This is it, right?
Oh yeah, so hold that up. So he has done it already. This is, so you could be able to just flip through it quickly. So that way you may not always have access to a computer. So you have a color copy in your binder that you can be able to share. So of course our title is Symmetry for Health and Wealth. And this is our tagline. Live, share. Now, you may include your story. Of course, I put in my story. And I just gave a little bit about my background. I was a teacher, been a health coach for over 20 years, certified holistic health practitioner, experience in network marketing, married, over 40 years. And Mr. Williams is here today. If you didn't meet him, that's Mr. Williams over there. Some of you guys thought it was a mirage because he wasn't around, but he's retired now. So you're going to be seeing more of him. And then what Symmetry has done for me. It has really improved my health as well as the health of other family members. Some of you heard my story. The very first product that I used was the Vitality NutriPack. And before I used that, I would be tired early in the evening, like 6 o'clock. And so after just 3 days of taking the Vitality NutriPack, okay, I noticed by my watch that I was up and it was almost midnight. That's when I knew this was different. Because before that, I was taking a lot of supplements from other different sources that were supposed to be the best. But Symmetry was different. There's also a financial opportunity. And this has allowed me, as well as my family to travel to places that some of them we only dreamed of, some of them we did dream of because we never even heard of it before. And some of you were on the trips to St. Martin and Jamaica and Acapulco. Education, it has allowed us to have the funds to provide education, as well as Symmetry has provided an opportunity to help others like no other that we've ever seen. Now, the Symmetry story begins in 1995. That was the founding, April of 1995. So you can see in very few short months, we will be celebrating 20 years of being in business. So this lets you know that this is not a fly-by-night company. We have succeeded for over 20 years. The executives of Symmetry, Mr. Rudy Revak is the president. Brandon Langer is the U.S. President right now. We are in good standing with the Better Business Bureau, the Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Direct Selling Association. It is a multinational company. In any given month, Symmetry is shipping out products to over 20 different countries around the world. We here in Atlanta are fortunate because we are a part of a winning team. In fact, whenever you look at the Symmetry, when they put out the, achievements, most of the people on that list are a part of this team, which is the Symmetry Atlanta and Beyond team. And we say Atlanta and Beyond because we have gone beyond Atlanta. We have teams that have come out of this area in Alabama, South Carolina, Florida. We recently expanded to Seattle, Washington, Detroit, Michigan, so Madison, Wisconsin. So we're all over. Wherever there are people who want to receive information, those are the people we want to connect with. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the products, but just the 5 most sought after products. And of course, our Genesis is number 1. On a monthly basis, Genesis can account for over 50% of the business in Symmetry. In fact, in many countries, Genesis is the only product that is available, and they are doing millions of dollars in business. In fact, throughout the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, that is the only product that they have. And they are doing millions of dollars every month with Genesis. And we've heard so much today about Genesis, but this is basically a cheat sheet that will help you to remember that it is a whole body tonic. It begins healing the body from the inside out. We have over 14 biblical herbs and spices, and the miracle molecule resveratrol, ellagic acid, glutathione, SOD. It is antioxidant, cleansing, and anti-aging. The recommended dose is 2 to 4 ounces twice a day. Hold it under your tongue for 2 minutes. This is the recommended weight because this allows you to bypass the breakdown through your digestion, because you have some veins right under your tongue that allow you to absorb the active ingredients in Genesis right away. And we have a wholesale of $40.95. Next, we would look at Vitality. And of course, Vitality comes in 2 forms. You can go with the NutriPack, which is the 4 tablets, or you can go with the powder, which tastes like Tang. But either way, you're going to receive a box, and that box has 30 packets. So that is a 1-month supply. Now, in all cases, Symmetry recommends using the products for a period of 90 days to be able to saturate your system completely. But you don't have to get a 90-day supply up front. You are getting it 1 month at a time. And we have the convenience of auto ship. So you can actually leave your payment on file with the company, whether it be your debit card, Green Dot, or whatever, and they will actually keep up with you every 30 days. So So that is why it is conveniently packaged with a 30-day supply. Because most people, we budget in 30-day cycles, not 90 days. Okay, so this keeps it become very economical for us. The next one I would have to go with is Cardio 5000. And you heard quite a bit about that earlier, but the key point is that it relaxes and widens all the blood vessels throughout the body. So when we are taking in these high quality nutrients, such as the Genesis and the Vitality, this allows it to reach all the tissues throughout the body. Because when you have blood vessels that are tight and narrow, then your circulation is poor. So it also will improve blood pressure, PSA, glucose, heart, and brain function. All this due to improved circulation. The recommended drink 1 to 2 scoops in water morning and night. 1 to 2 scoops in water morning and night. Now, if you've had a test such as the BAM and you are really trying to improve certain numbers, of course, we have people who are using 2 to 4 scoops morning and night. It's not going to hurt. And of course, this gives you the opportunity to improve circulation. And if you are wondering about your circulation, some symptoms of poor circulation would be if you experience cold hands, cold feet, thinning hair, thickening toenails, constipation. These are all some of the signs of poor circulation. So if you have any of that going on, then you want to improve by using the cardio. And you know, one of the scientific findings is that the arginine, which is the major ingredient in the cardio, is very important for black people especially, because we have a very high incidence of cardiovascular disease. And this is caused by a deficiency of arginine. So this is a way to remedy that deficiency. Because we have an enzyme, and we have a lot of that enzyme that needs to combine with arginine to create that nitric oxide, which is really the gas that relaxes and widens the blood vessels. In fact, when you add Cardio 5000, you could actually increase the activity of any other supplement that you are taking by up to a factor of 10. In other words, it could be 10 times more effective just because you added Cardio 5000. Now we have our cleanse bundle. And that's the yucky thing that we don't like talking about, but it's necessary. And it's recommended to use this cleanse bundle every quarter, every 3 months. And it has 3 important parts. First of all, you do your para-cleanse. That's the first. And you can do that in 5 days. You take 4 tablets. And for those of us who don't do well at remembering 4 times a day, you could actually take 4 in the morning, each morning for 5 mornings. Then you have your Botana cleanse, which is going to help remove any residue from the parasites you just killed off, right? And remember, this is not a laxative. It is a cleansing formula. So if you need a laxative, then you will go ahead and add that. But the major thing you want to remember when doing the cleanse bundle is you must drink what? Water. Lots and lots of water. Because this is how you flush the toxins that are being released from the body, is by drinking water. And of course, if you can observe your best diet possible, we don't give you a specific eating plan, but ideally, you would not want to eat anything, what color? White. That's what Dr. Park just said. White ain't right. Okay? So avoid those white flour, white sugar, white pasta. That's what you want to do. But this cleanse bundle, if you've never done a cleanse bundle, then we advise you to actually do it 3 months in a row. Because that's really when you get down to the bottom of things. So this is a complete whole body detox to kill parasites no matter where they are in the body. Because a lot of times we're thinking of parasites as just being in the stomach, digestive tract, but parasites can lodge anywhere in the body. In fact, there was just a news article just this week where this guy was having seizures and his head was hurt, and they were trying to figure out what the problem was, and they found he had a tapeworm in his brain. His tapeworm was burrowing through his brain. So remember, parasites can go anywhere in the body. So that's why this formula is so very effective, because it kills parasites no matter where they are in the body. Now, our third item here is Future Start. And I don't know if you heard Dr. Mark earlier, but he said you can take it from 1 week old to age 70 or 80.
Wow.
So that pretty much sums it up, all your life. And, you know, it was formulated for children, as he said. It was formulated with children in mind, especially children who have attention deficit, autism spectrum, or any type of learning, concentration, or can't be still issues. But the formula is a brain food formula. So anyone can use it, and it supports maximum brain function. And it's very unique because the brain has a barrier. So it's very difficult to feed the brain. This formula is one of the few on the market that actually crosses the blood-brain barrier and nourishes the brain. So you will notice, also be aware that anyone who has had a stroke survivors, this will be a very important supplement for them to be able to recover as much brain function as possible. Anyone with any type of dementia or Alzheimer's, you would definitely want to go with Future Start. Now, I would say children 6 to 12, 1 scoop per day, unless they have an issue. If they have a problem, then you could do 2. But 13 and up, 2 scoops per day. Adults, 2 scoops per day. In fact, one of my favorite is 2 scoops of cardio with 2 scoops of Future Start every morning.
Wow.
And you will see that, hey, when you play your game, I don't know how many you play games on your phone. When you play your games on your phone, you will always win with cardio and Future Start.
All right. All right. Is this good for
Now,
Parkinson's
there are 3
disease too?
major reasons that actually set the Symmetry products apart. Because we all know that we need supplements, but sometimes people ask you, well, why should I pay more? Maybe this costs more than what they have been using before. Maybe they want to go to Walgreens or Costco or some of these other places. So you want to know that there are 3 major points that really set these products apart. One is the strength of the product. Every single Symmetry product meet or exceed the label claims up to and including the date that's stamped on there. Now, very few supplements can say this. In fact, whenever they do surveys, go out and test actual products, about 85% of them do not meet their label claims. So that means most of them. So what that means, if you went out to, I'm not picking on Costco, Walgreens, and got 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, there's only a 15% chance that it actually contains that amount. With Symmetry, we meet or exceed the label claim up to and including that date, and the date is usually 2 or 3 years out. So you know that you're getting what you pay for. Number 2 is the purity. We know that we are monitoring the factory where the products are manufactured in Caldwell, New Jersey, and they are testing every single barrel of raw materials that's offloaded onto the dock. They're testing it before they use it in any formulation whatsoever. They're testing it for not only the potency to make sure it is what it's supposed to be, but they're testing it for purity to make sure there's no contamination. And so we know that that is very important, because almost every week you'll see it on television, hey, we got to recall this because it's contaminated. We will never have that happen. So We don't have to worry about that, okay? And the third one is the absorption. How well can your body actually absorb the nutrients that are in this supplement? And that is one of the reasons why we are getting the results that we get, is because of the absorption. Symmetry has a patented formula which is called Delta Zorb. So no one else can have it. That's what patent means. We hold the patent on it. No one else has Delta Zorb. This increases the absorption by about 60% of what it would be without it. So that means your cells are just going to absorb these nutrients in a powerful way. Now, there's a second side to symmetry, and that side speaks to the money that you can earn. Key word there is what? Earn. Okay? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is an opportunity to be able to earn extra income. In other words, you can still have everything you have now, and this is being able to layer additional income on top of that. And that is what many of us have been looking for, is a way to earn extra income. And one of the mottos in Symmetry is that those who do the work earn the pay. And that's very important, because if you look around many jobs today, those who do the least work are earning the high pay. The guy who spends all that time out where? On the golf course is the highest paid person.
That's for sure.
So this is the opposite. It responds to your effort. We have weekly rapid income. That means you can get paid next week, okay? And you can get paid up to 4 levels, 4 generations, weekly. And this is based on enrolling. If you want to check every week, you want to enroll someone each week. Now this weekend we actually have a special going on, so that that 25% enroller bonus is double. And they do this occasionally, okay? So when you enroll someone, you normally receive 25% of that initial order, okay? Then you go and help them. They're going to help them to enroll someone new. They're going to make the 25%, but you are still in the picture earning 10%. Then the two of you go and get a third, okay? So the enroller is always getting the 25%, because the enroller is going to do what? Most of the work in helping that person.
That's right.
But it is a team effort. And then when you go and get the fourth person, by the fourth person, you may not even know that person. That's somebody the other two knew, okay? But you still got the ball rolling. They know that these people are just popping up out of the blue. Somebody got the ball rolling. So that's why you can receive 5% on the 4th level. Now, to participate in that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th levels, remember, you must always maintain a 100-point auto ship of your own in any given month. And you never know when things can begin to balloon underneath you. Because we did have a situation where someone did not have their 100-point auto ship, okay, and somebody underneath them began to enroll, and that 5%, it went over their head. So you always have yourself in position to earn what's available. And 100-point auto ship, if you not know, that could be a pack called Genesis 100. And that gives you 2 32-ounce bottles of Genesis and 1 box of 12 2-ounce, the small ones. And these are very convenient. They call that trial and travel. It's good for people to try. And remember, the trial is just for the taste. They're not trying it to be able to, you know, recover from anything. 2 ounces is not going to do that, okay? But it's just for the taste. But it's very good also for travel, because you don't have to worry about refrigeration. You just open it up and drink that 2 ounces. Now, intelligent compensation, this is the best part. This is residual. This is actually a way to create a retirement income. This means this is the income that you can create, and guess what? You can be somewhere else and it keeps coming. That's special. That is paid out up to 7 levels, and eventually once you reach the higher levels, it can pay you to infinity. And believe me, this grows because we talk and people talk, especially about something good that's actually changing lives, changing your health outcomes. You know, when you don't have your health, you can't really live your life the way you want to. You can't participate in your family activities. You can't even give at work all that you want if you don't feel well. Even in church, we have a meeting tonight at church to discuss some important issue. You want to go, but you got the headache, you're tired. So what we want to do is give people back their life so that they can meet their goals. They can do what they want to do and enjoy that without being worried about health being in the way. Okay? And if you're interested in the details on this monthly residual income, it is based on auto ships. Okay? So we want people who are willing to make a lifestyle change. This is not like aspirin. You know, you have a headache, you take aspirin or Tylenol or whatever, 20 minutes later, you no longer feel the headache. But guess what? The headache is still there. And what caused the headache is still happening. Okay? So what this is all about is helping the body be able to regenerate and renew from the inside out to get to what's causing the symptom. And that will take some time. That's not a 20-minute endeavor. That's not even a 30-day endeavor. In fact, most holistic practitioners agree that you will need to dedicate 1 month per year to go back into reverse. 1 month per year. So that means if you're dealing with 20, 30, 40-year-old people, you're making a 2 to 3 year commitment to change some things. Okay? So that's why the auto ship is so very convenient. And you don't have to worry about leaving your card on file, because we've already told you we've been around 20 years. You know that wouldn't be if we were doing anything funny with credit cards. So you can feel confident. Okay? If you have hesitation, of course you can get a prepaid card such as a green dot and just put your money there. That way no one has access to any of your bank accounts. That's another alternative. But please encourage everyone to go on auto ship, because you have complete control of the auto ship. You can choose each month what you want. You have complete control of that. And if you need to skip a month, you can. But remember, when you skip months, you're not going to receive any checks from Symmetry if you didn't have an auto ship. Okay? And you won't be participating in that rapid income. So that means somebody may be working while you're sleeping, and you might miss out. So that's intelligent compensation. Now, this, I said that was the best part, but this lifestyle part is the most exciting part. Because Symmetry has so many bonuses. Many of them. You get one-time achievement bonuses when you achieve certain levels. This is a recognition. This is just a little marker to let you know, hey, you're headed in the right direction. And it starts from $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500, $5,000. How many in here have already received at least one achievement bonus? Raise your hand. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay. The first one that you're going to go for is the $250, and you get that for achieving the rank of 2K, and that stands for 2,000 points. That means you and all your team that you are creating, which it might just be 20 people. Okay, it happens quickly, because you think about it. If you get 4 people and they each get 4 people, you could have 2,000 points right there. It's simple. Okay, that's how it's created. And once you see how to create a 2K situation, then show a couple of other people how to do it. Now it bumps you up to 5K. Now you've created 5K. So basically, you're learning how to do something as you go. You learn by doing. You learn while you're earning. You don't have to wait. You know, many times when we go into businesses, we have to learn everything about it before you can start. You have to take a test. You have to get a certification. You have to buy this, do that. Well, here, our company is doing 95% of the work for us. Remember, they have scientists, medical doctors formulating these products. They have a legal team to make sure everything is in order. They have an accounting team. They have a warehouse. We don't have to do any of that. They provide us with literature. They provide us with videos, websites, even an app for your tablet or your phone. So we have the support. So all we do is one part, and that is talk. That's what we do. Okay? We share. We share what we've learned. And the scientists and what we call it, the pollsters, people who do surveys, have determined that when people want to make a health change, they make that health change based on interacting with another person who has made a change. That's how it happens. It doesn't. We think it happens by reading the newspaper, watching TV show. That's not what happens. They hear it and they want to go and try it. So your success can mean everything to someone else. We also have annual trips that we go on. There are many advantages. Once you hit the 10K level, you begin to receive a lifestyle bonus. And the lifestyle bonus starts at just $200 per month. That's extra. You know, it used to be called car bonus, but people were using it for other things. So we just say lifestyle, because you may be using it, well, of course, some do still use it as a car bonus, as a car improvement. But you are free. It's just a check in your name. Starts at $200, $400, $600, and that goes all the way up to $1,400 per month is available to us every month that we qualify for it. Now, there are several ways to get started, and these are the basic ways that we recommend. A Genesis 100 pack, as I said earlier, gives you 2 bottles of 32 ounce and 12 of the small. Then you have the Genesis 300, which will give you 8 bottles, and then you have the Genesis 600, which is the best option of all, because here you're getting 16 bottles of Genesis. It costs $600, but you're $629, but you're also getting 600 points. So this is the best way to start, especially if you want to be a business partner. Now, a business partner is someone who participates in the marketing plan, and that is going to cost you $25. You're going to add $25 to your first order. That's how you become a business partner. Okay, for people who just want the discount, they're not interested in any of the marketing, of course, they can become a preferred customer for just $10. You just add that $10 to your first order. But Genesis 600, you can imagine if you, well, just stay with the 4 example we gave earlier. If you have 4 people who are enrolling with the Genesis 600, and you as the enroller will be receiving 25% of that initial order. So that means $150 for you. And so for them, that's $600. So that is a way that an individual can come in with the Genesis 600, enroll 4 people, and guess what? You just got your money back that you invested. Plus, you still have what? 16 bottles of Genesis. So that is an amazing plan. And remember, that's rapid income, so that comes back to you the next week. So that is very intriguing for many people.
Dr. Wiletha, is it right now, up until tomorrow, if you do one of those?
Yes, we mentioned it earlier.
Oh, okay.
Here is basically the question. Where can you see yourself fitting into the plan? Now, we've talked about a lot of different aspects of this, the health aspect, the the wealth aspect, sharing and caring aspect, but it's all about how you see yourself fitting in. Is this a good fit for you? That is the question. You want to think about which part would interest you the most. Would it be the health, or would it be the extra income? And if it is income, what type of income would you be interested in? Just making a little, and we have many people who are making $200, $500, $1,000 monthly, just a little extra. And then we have people who are making a lot, which it can go up to 4 and 5 figures monthly. And as I said earlier, it is based on your own efforts. But one thing to remember is that when you join Symmetry, you're joining a team. You're joining a very successful team, and we have many, many success practices already in place for you. In fact, that was the commitment that Dr. Joy and I made when we started the business 7 years ago. It will be 8 years in just a few months, in March, was to create a success atmosphere. That means we want to have everything in place so that anyone who joins our team will be able to succeed to the level of your dreams. And we are here for you to support you in every way possible. So call the person who enrolled you when you need information. If you need more information, keep calling, go up the line, call me, call Dr. Joy, it doesn't matter. We are here for you. It's very different. When you join, we actually go to work for you. You don't go to work for us. Because we feel a commitment to help you to reach your goals. Now, how do you get a person started? Is there any guests in here that have not gotten started yet? Everyone in here is one person. Okay, here's how to get you started. Good. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is fill out the form and set up your success auto ship. And the form can be done in paper or it can be done online, because everyone who joins gets a free website. And you know your web address, so whoever invited you here will be able to give you their website. Who invited you? Who? Pastor Anderson? Stanley. Oh, Stanley Anderson. Oh, yes, Stanley. Oh, yes, Stanley has a website. So he will give you his address. You just go on there and you click on enroll. It's very easy. And you set up everything. Now, the next thing you want to do, and if you haven't done this, if you're already a member and you have not done this, this is what I would advise you to do this afternoon. Okay? Before you sleep tonight, is work on a list of names. Because you've heard a lot here today. And what you want to do is think about who do you know that needs to hear this information. Many people around you need to hear this information. And you cannot keep all those names in your head. You need to write it down on a piece of paper. Just write the names down as they come to you. Because sometimes a name comes to you and you might never think of that name for another year. And that person really needs to hear this. So make a list of names of people you would like to share with, people you think need to hear this. Well, everybody needs to hear it, really. Okay? And then let them determine whether it's a good fit for them or not. Then you want to set some goals. These are your own personal goals. And the goals revolve around how do you see yourself fitting into the plan, because we showed you a lot of different choices. So you start out with some goals. What, if in fact Symmetry can give you all that you want, what do you want? What does that involve? So you want to write down your goals. Then you want to schedule your first presentation. And that needs to be within the first 48 hours. And guess what? The person who invited you is actually going to do that presentation on your behalf. So you want to get the person who invited you in front of somebody on your behalf. Whether it's on the phone, whether it's over a cup of coffee, whether you go to their house, call somebody over to your house, maybe somebody's at your house already. Okay. But the person who invited you, that's their responsibility to show on your behalf. Okay? And if they cannot do it, of course, their sponsor will step in, because we are a team. Then you're going to review the training schedule. That means everyone would like to know when is the next big event. Well, I can tell you now, our next big event here in Atlanta is January 17th. So save the date. You'll be getting more information on that, because on January 17th, we are actually hosting right here the founder of Symmetry. Mr. Rudy Reback will be here January 17th. So we don't want anybody scheduling to be out of town. You're not going on a cruise. You're going to be right here in that seat, January 17th, okay? Immunize them. Okay, what does that mean? Let your new person know that somebody's going to say no. Well, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be having cake and ice cream. Somebody might say no thank you. It's okay. But here's the thing. Our responsibility is to share with everyone, because you cannot look at a person and determine are they going to be interested or not. And sometimes people have issues that you don't know about, because sometimes you'll think, well, I don't think they would be interested. Now, see, that's a mistake. You're thinking for them. Let them do their own thinking. Our responsibility is to go through this flip chart, go through this PowerPoint, and let them decide if it's a good fit for them or not. That's our responsibility. Because sometimes the timing might not be right. But guess what? They may come back to you later and say, what about those products you were telling me about? Circumstances can change, and they can come back. What about that business? I need money. Things can change, you know? And so, leave it open. But our responsibility is just to share. And then hold your grand opening. Every business has a grand opening. Hey, sometimes they not only have a grand opening, sometimes they have a re-grand opening. Some of you guys I'm looking at right now, you need to have a re-grand opening. You know what that is? A re-grand opening. That's just massive exposure. It gets you calling your list of names, getting them to come over. It doesn't matter. They come over to your place. You can have them meet you at Waffle House. It doesn't matter. It's just getting with the person when you have their undivided attention. That's important. And get your first 9 enrollees. Now somebody might say, well, why 9? Because when you hit 9, not only do you get the 7% on their monthly auto ships, but when you hit 9, there's an additional 5% on all of your personal enrollees. And your next goal, once you hit 9, is 20. 20 personal enrollees. Now, instead of making just 7% on all of them, you're making 17% per month on all of your personal enrollees. Okay? So that's very important to know. So if you're sitting there and you're looking in your back office, okay, and you see 8, then you realize, hey, I need to enroll one more person. It's going to pay me an extra 5% on all of these. So you want to be aware of these different milestones. So when you are working the business, you want to print out the intelligent compensation and have a copy of it, because you cannot keep all that information in your head. You need to be able to refer to it, look at it, and see where you are at any given time and what is your next step. And that is also your sponsor's job. And if you are the sponsor, which most in this room are the sponsor, then it's your job to know all your people, where they are now, and what their next step is. And if they're willing to make the next step, do they want to make the next step? And help them design a plan to get them to the next step. That is my Symmetry story. I was trying to stay on task, right, because you guys were recording. So I try not to ad-lib. But we have one more part to share with you today, and it's an important part. Oh, by the way, did everybody get these Genesis sharing cards? Okay. Make sure you get one of these, but these are also available for purchase. You can get a pack of these, a pack of 50, I think it's $5. And you see that little box? You put a sticker in there with your name, phone number, website, ID number, whatever you want to put in there, your information in there. Email, make your sticker, put in that little box. And you can hand this out. And it's very intriguing because people generally are going to read this benefits, and most people are going to see at least one or two of these benefits that they're interested in. Then on the back you have some testimonies of people who use it. So this is a very important piece of literature. But these are for sale. You get a pack of 50 for just $5. So if you want that, be sure to see Dr. Joy Scott. And so for the second part, I'm going to be bringing her up. She has quite a story, and I want to tell a part of I'm going to include her in part of my story as to how it was in the beginning. Because when I invited her, she was skeptical, of course, but she agreed to come and take a look, which we have worked together over the years, back and forth. Sometimes she invites me to take a look, and sometimes I invite her. And so we sell different products with different companies. But to be honest with you, we had no idea that Symmetry would be what it is, that the products would be so effective, or that the money would be so generous. Because we have worked other companies and other products, and nothing so far to date has been more effective than the Symmetry products. No company so far to date has been as generous as Symmetry. I mean, everything you do, they pay you, okay? And they pay you very generously compared to other plans. And, you know, people always come to us with all different plans, all different products, so we'll constantly look at them, but we haven't seen anything better. That's why we're still here after 8 years, right? So she has something to share with you, which really has to do with the last part of this, how to get yourself started, how to have a grand opening. What are the nuts and bolts of what needs to happen throughout the month to help us stay on track to be able to reach our goals? Because we've said a lot, but what are you actually going to do? Well, you know you're going to write that list of names and write your goals. But she has some very important numbers that you need to keep up with in order to do that. So without further ado, I want you to help me welcome my friend and your friend, Dr. Joy Scott.